What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Put a Ring on It, season 3, episode. I don't know what episode we on. Let me say this to you guys. I don't know. Anyway, episode 6. Okay. So we start this episode off. We still have Otis and Charlie, and she's upset because of the DMs. He doesn't understand what the problem is. It's not a big deal. We ain't even talk about nothing. I don't know why you mad. She is ready to leave. She has disengaged from the process. Dr. Nicole is trying to bring her back around. Dr. Nicole is trying to assuage her to be in it. She said, why would you agree to a process if you are not fully engaged in seeing the process through? You'll never know where this is going to lead you if you're not open to the process working its way, processing through, I guess. She ain't trying to hear it. She ready to leave. I think the only reason why she ain't going nowhere is because her ass ain't driving. She ain't had the key. Because she was asking him for the key. And I don't think they have their own keys, because at the end of this segment, we saw her look like she was talking to producers and was like, who has the key? So I don't know if they do that, like they take their keys so people can't get up and leave during the process. But, because I remember last year with Alexis, when she got up and left, she ain't leave. She just got in the car. But then again, she got in the car, so she must have had the keys to get in the car. Anyway, it don't matter. It don't matter. She ain't going nowhere. So then we got to Fonzo and Shay, and I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. Shay was talking about why he ain't speak to her. Ma'am, that was the assignment. If you remember Dr. Nicole's assignment was that y'all were going to be in the same place but stay engaged with your date without it being a problem. So she went through this whole thing about how she doesn't feel seen by him, how he doesn't respect her, how he's not listening. Of course, he's doing what he always does. He's sitting there giggling and smiling. And she's getting, of course, getting angry because she's like, he's not taking me seriously. And Dr. Nicole was like, I need you to be serious. So he was like, all right, I'm going to be serious. And he was serious for about 5 minutes. And then he started that smiling again. And ultimately, what he told Dr. Nicole was, I hear what you're saying, and we're going to fix it, because she ain't going nowhere and I ain't going nowhere. So we're going to have to fix it. Now, in my mind, what that translated to was, I know I can do whatever I want to do and she ain't going to leave me. So, I mean, I'll say what needs to be said, but I ain't going nowhere. So, Dr. Nicole tells them that they need to talk to their family members. They need to have some heart-to-hearts with their family members for their challenge. And then she asked each one of them, do you want to go out with the person you went out on a date with? The only person that wants a second date is Shorty. And we know that Shorty wants a second date because Shorty wants to do everything to irritate Kenneth. She wants to get under Kenneth's skin. She wants to poke and prod and poke and poke and poke and poke. That is what she is doing with Kenneth. Anyway, I already told y'all the Kenneth thing. And shout out to Shorty and Kenneth for getting in my comments under the video I did earlier this week about some things that Shorty tweeted about. If y'all want to know, y'all got to go back. It's a quick drop. I did it about 3-4 days ago. Y'all go check it out. Anyway, so that was pretty much that. Then we saw, like I said, we saw Charlie looking around for the key, and we saw her leave him. Well, it looked like she left him there, child. Alright, so next we see Charlie getting ready for her date. And, oh, I'm sorry. Can we go back? Let me put a pin in that. Can we go back to Shay talking about her spouse, and that was her spouse, and Dr. Nicole trying to explain to her that spouse and boyfriend ain't the same thing, and she told Dr. Nicole, well, in my world it is, that's my perception, your perception. Dr. Nicole was like, facts are facts, America. Spouse, Google the word. It's not the same, ma'am. It doesn't mean the same. It's not. You may want it to be the same. Now, I also understand that they did go down to the Vegas and they stood in front of somebody and they did take vows and everything was cool except for the paperwork. So maybe in her mind, they are a spouse, but neither here nor there. That thing was funny to me. The look on Dr. Nicole's face when she was trying to explain to that woman that a spouse and a boyfriend are just not interchangeable, but whatever. So, anyway, that was funny. So, anyway, Charlie getting ready for a date, and she is not speaking to Otis. Otis is trying to engage with her and trying to talk to her, and she is giving him I know how women do. The one-word answers. I don't have nothing to say to you. I ain't trying to talk to you. And her thing is, he needs to take it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really sure what. See, this is my problem with people sometimes. When somebody does something to offend you, disrespect you, hurt your feelings, whatever word you want to plug in there, and they apologize. All you can do is accept the apology and wait for changed behavior, or say, I can't accept your apology and we're not going to be able to get past this. Or say, I hear you, I receive it, but I'm not ready to accept it yet. So when Otis apologized for being in the DMs, I'm not sure what else she wanted him to do. But whatever she wanted from him, he wasn't doing it. He wasn't giving it to her. She didn't feel like he was hearing her, wasn't receiving it, wasn't taking accountability. And again, her thing was, it wasn't the fact that it wasn't the dating that was the problem. It was her. It was the DMs, because they had made an agreement that there would be no outside conversation. And even when it came time for the second date, for him to go on a third date, and Dr. Nicole was like, well, how does that make you feel that he doesn't want to go on a third date? She was like, it doesn't mean anything, because they've already connected outside of this process. So how do I know they're not meeting up? How do I know they're not, hooking up for coffee or going out for lunch? Like, so the fact that he doesn't want to go on a third date for the show or for this process doesn't really make me feel better. And I understand her point on that. That's valid. And that's why I understand that's probably part of the reason why there was an agreement that there would be no outside, connections, because then it's in a controlled environment. Anyway, child. So what I thought was interesting was we saw Otis talking to his dad, and he said his parents were married for, I think, 20-something years, and that they were married until his mom passed away. Maybe longer than that, but they were married until his mom passed away. But what I found interesting was that he was talking to his dad, and he said, how did you put up with mom talking to you the way she talked to you? I couldn't have done it. And he was saying, patience and this, that, and the other. But in my mind, I'm thinking, ding, 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 ding. That is why Otis is so matter of fact with her. That is why he's so, for lack of a better word, cold. And maybe even controlling, because he grew up in an environment where he saw his parents, yes, they were married, he was in a 2-parent household, but he didn't see respect. He didn't feel like his mother respected his father. And so in his mind, from where I'm sitting, he was like, it ain't gonna be me. I'm not gonna have no woman in my house disrespecting me. And I think that's why he's so hard in turn in his relationships. But neither here nor there. Charlie goes on her date, child, and she goes out on a date with, I don't even remember dude's name because it wasn't important. He said that he done been out on dates with women that have boyfriends before, and it's fun for him. And then they proceeded to have a conversation, and he talked about how he date, he don't have no problem dating women with boyfriends, and how he done been in threesomes, and he done that. Okay, child, I was like, this what we doing on first dates now? This the kind of conversation we having on first dates? And if she say she want a second date with this man, then I know that it's only to make Otis mad, because child. Anyway, so then we see Shay meet up with her auntie and her mama, and her auntie is a pastor, and basically she's letting them know that she doesn't feel accepted by Fonzo's family, and she doesn't feel like they're ever going to let her in the circle, and that she doesn't feel like he protects her, and that he stands by her, and he has her back, and that he has her back with the family. And ultimately, what it sounds to me, and I think her aunt said the same thing, you're looking for permission to leave. You want us to tell you it's okay to leave. You want us to say, hey girl, you can remove yourself from this situation, and it's fine. You don't need their permission for that. You don't need their permission to say it's okay to leave this situation that does not serve me. But they told her it was okay to leave, and again, ultimately the relationship does not, the way it is now, I'm not saying that there's no love there. I'm not saying they haven't had some good times. But it is clearly a situation where there's unhappiness there. And you don't feel respected, you don't feel seen, you don't feel heard. Now, Shorty and Kenneth, now they at the apartment, and Kenneth says, listen, I want us to just spend the day together. We got this, the last couple of weeks have been really intense with us. I want us to just go out and just have a good time and just enjoy each other and just kind of just reconnect, which I didn't think was a bad idea. But Shorty says, you don't want to talk about what happened yesterday? Kenneth was like, I really didn't. Well, I think, because I feel like we need to talk about it, because why we going to talk about it, it's going to be lingering in the air. And he was like, well, we could talk about it at dinner. So that means that all day long we just going to be thinking about it. You don't think we need to talk about it before we go out? Child, Shorty just wanted to have that conversation, because again, she's using this process as her way to say all the things she wants to say to this man. So they get to talking, and she told him, she was like, listen, I am not going to apologize for what I said. When I said that you date people that are out of your league, I meant what I said. He was like, well, I feel like you're trying to say that all I want to date is pretty women. She was like, that ain't what I said. She was like, where I come from, I was always taught that you don't date somebody that ain't bringing to the table, with at least what you bringing to the table. And in your situation, that's what I did. And that's what I mean by out of my league. You are not bringing to the table what I'm bringing to the table. So, of course, the man's ego was bruised. Now, I don't know if she right or she wrong, but she, once again, put out there that he don't have his stuff together. Financially, he don't have his stuff together. He don't have all his ducks in a row like he should have all his ducks in a row. And then he said something about her being older. And she was like, oh, that's what we doing? Go ahead, keep talking, because that's what you want to say anyway. Go on and talk about how old I am. Go ahead and let people know. Like, go on, put it out there. Because, again, she's using all of this as her ammunition. Using it. So, later on, we see them at dinner, and they still having this damn conversation. And, again, she's not backing down from what she said to him. She's not backing down for how she feels. And, he even leaned in to try to give her a kiss. And she was like, we can't do this. You can't just lean in and just try to give me a kiss without no kind of warning or leading up to it. And she was like, he think that we could just be all lovey-dovey and everything be over and we move forward. Which has probably been y'all's pattern. See, that's the thing. He's following the script that y'all have always followed. Y'all have an argument. You have a big blow up. Y'all make up. That's been y'all cycle. And so in his mind, this the making up part, right? We went out to dinner. We had a good day together. This the part where we make up. This the part where we move on and we sweep that under the rug and we move on to the next thing. But Shorty was like, nah, Like, you need to understand that, you gotta have to step it up. You're gonna have to, do some things differently, because this is not where I want to be. This is not serving me. So, child, then we see Otis and Charlie go out to try to talk. Otis is at the point where he like, listen, I done said what I said. I have apologized. I don't know what else you want from me. All I can do is apologize. It happened. It's over. It's done. I don't know what else you want from me. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want me to do. And where she's coming from, her attitude is, well, I need him to feel it. I need him to show some remorse. I need him to take some accountability. And again, I'm not sure what she wants him to say that he hasn't said. He's apologized for it. I just don't know. But at the end of the conversation, baby, because at first he wouldn't talk at all. And then when she said, okay, fine, you don't want to say nothing, fine. He was like, well, what you want me to say? She was like, I want to hear where you're coming from on this. I want to hear you talk and explain why you did what you did. Like, it's not just that you did it. It's that we made an agreement and you did it. You did it against what we said we were going to do. So then he was like, well, I don't have nothing to say. She was like, so you're not saying nothing? He was like, I don't know what you want me to say. I done already told you. I'm done with this. And she was like, okay, cool. Because if you don't say something, like we need to talk about this in order for us to move forward. So if you're telling me that you're not wanting to talk and you don't want to have a conversation about this, then the only thing I can take from that is that you're not interested in moving forward. And if you're not interested in moving forward, then we're done. He was like, fine, then we done. She was like, fine, then we done. So I was like, so did they break up? Are they just done for tonight? Are they done? Like, I'm going to have some movers at the house this weekend with some boxes done? I don't know, baby. But I'll let y'all know next week. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Talk to y'all later. Peace.